So looks like I have about 10 minutes. I'm hoping I'll make sense in these 10 minutes for you to get what I want you to get out of this session. So quick intro, I'm Avinash. Like she said, I'm the Director for Product Marketing at ManageArtworks. And we are a B2B enterprise packaging artwork management company. Um, so it's interesting. I think we've always been working in the B2B space, especially with a lot of pharma and CPG companies, essentially in regulated markets. We've done a lot of business in India. Today, one of our largest areas of doing business is the United States. We have our offices in France. And I think one of the things that has changed over the last few years is the way I see it, the emergence of the D2C landscape and how many organizations now fit this bucket and why there is a need for a solution of this nature. So while predominantly I have about 4,000 brands that today use ManageArtworks, from an enterprise standpoint, I just wanted to bring forth some of the beliefs, what works essentially in the enterprise space, and just give you an idea to what we are trying to do in this space again, and how, if you're a D2C brand and if you're small, you're starting up, there is still something for you towards the end of the session. We also have come up with a very own offering that for the D2C space here in India, a tool that will help you automatically proofread your packaging artworks. It's artificial intelligence based, and I think I'll reveal the details about it towards the end of the presentation, but it's going to be a nice one. So I think I'm just not going to spend a lot of time here. So we've been in this business for more than 20 years, worked with more than 4,000 brands, obviously more than 1 million artworks packaged, using our solution as of today. But I'll just spend about a minute here. What I wanted to take you through is we've started, if you take any product that you work with, right? Forget what kind of packaging, be it primary packaging, secondary packaging, anything that you do, all the way from content till you go to the market, till you print, you could manage using the ManageArtworks ecosystem. So 4 key stages that we've seen typically in the CPG space is essentially content, where all of the content that goes onto this packaging artwork is managed in one place. You could do design. We have plugins that work with Illustrator, InDesign, which again, most of the industry uses. Then you could review and approve your packaging artworks, and eventually you can hit the market. You can integrate with e-commerce portals. You can push your approved content, final artworks to wherever you sell. So that's possible today. We do this across the world. I'll talk a little bit about how this whole thing works. But I think one of the things that I've seen in the last 2 to 3 years is there have been a lot of project management tools, artwork management tools essentially, that basically just do workflows, which means today you're trying to approve things over email, your briefs are on Word documents, Excel files, and your artworks are essentially PDF that you're trying to get to the market. And just having an approval tool is not good enough. So what we've done, a quick survey that showed us that more than 58% of the time, you get your artworks wrong because the copy that goes into that artwork is inaccurate. Now, when you're looking at this, do not think of just the packaging artwork. Think about marketing collaterals. Think about packaging specifications. Think about anything that goes into the packaging artwork that could be managed in one system, right? We also have realized that, in that survey, that more than 87% of the time, companies are not even sure what content made its way to the artwork. So when I go back to them and ask that, hey, you have this product on the shelf. Here is, your packaging artwork. Can you give me the brief for this artwork? More often than not, what I keep hearing is they come back and say, I don't have, the approved brief. Take a look at this PDF. This is the final one. This is a good one. So jumping right in, so I just took a simple CPG example. This is how your typical packaging artwork looks like, right? Take a card and you just tear it open, you put it on a table. That's your artwork. So everything that's here, by the way, that product doesn't exist. That's us. But everything that's there, your symbols, your text, your images, logos, everything you use can be managed in one system. I just put a quick screenshot to show you how that looks like. So everything that you saw on that artwork, when you have an organized brief, this is how it looks like. Okay. Again, I'm here at the booth where I can show you this in a little more detail, but I think the concept that I wanted to drive here in this session is that everything that goes onto your packaging artwork, onto your marketing collaterals, onto your print proofs, your 3D files, everything can be managed in one system end to end. I think that's the point that I'm trying to drive. I'll not spend a lot of time here, but then again, obviously, let's take a few CPG examples in this case. So you obviously deal with a lot of SKUs. You have product lines, you have variants. So if you're doing business, you have, say, I don't know, you're selling cakes and you have 20 variants in cake. What we can do is, you can make sure that you've got the right people working on those packaging artworks, which means the content that has to be approved by your regulatory team will be approved before it even hits the shelf. The content that your marketing team needs to approve will be approved. Packaging, same way every other department. So even before your designer sits to create a V1 of your packaging artwork, you've got all your content approved by the right people. And if you have an SKU that you've already done, it's working well for you, and say you want to create a different variant or a different pack size, you could just copy all of that content from that SKU and create a new SKU. Now, 80% of the content is almost the same. There's only one or two things that change, so it's very simple to do so. I'm just going to skip through a few slides in the interest of time, but we also have, like I said, an Adobe plugin that works with both InDesign and Illustrator. So if you've got all your content in one place, now you're designing a packaging artwork, I can show you the approved content on your Adobe tools, and with just the click of a button, it makes its way to the artwork. So you're not copy-pasting anymore, you're not dragging content from different places. So you do need a centralized content management system. When I go tell this to people, they're like, I haven't seen a system like that, why do I need one? So I just took a couple of examples, hopefully to prove a point. So I took, for example, Parle-G and a bunch of SKUs that they have, right? So we went in a little deeply to figure out how that whole ecosystem looks like. So they've got a bunch of sub-brands. I just took a few examples here for you just to make that point. So for Parle-G, say they have 3 variants, and each variant has 3 pack sizes. So today, they have, according to their website, 15 sub-brands, 57 variants, a total of 228 SKUs. Now, if you do not have an organized packaging content management system, you have 228 content briefs lying around somewhere, and you don't know whether it's accurate or not. Now, you have a packaging content management system. At best, you would need 57 briefs, and that's organized in one place. If you have templates, you just need 15 good briefs, and from there, it's just iterations all the way through. So the amount of work that you do is dramatically less. Now, I just took another example, Rage Coffee, similar scenario. You just went in, there are about 12 sub-brands, 73 variants, a total of 135 SKUs. The way I see it, with an organized system, you just need about 12 to 13 organized content sheets in place to create all of these 134 SKUs. Right? So what we offer here, I think, my pitch essentially is, you have everything that's connected to your product in one place. So that could be packaging content, that could be e-commerce content, that could be your packaging specification information. All of that is approved and is in one place. The packaging content makes its way to the packaging artwork. The e-com content can go to the different portals that you sell in, and the packaging spec content could be your reference file when you interact with your vendors to get your packaging out to the market. So simple as that. Now, we also have, I think for most of the D2C brands that are here, we've created what's called a custom brochure. You will see some brochures with your brand logo. I think we took the liberty of pulling one of your artworks from your shelves, your digital shelves essentially, and we've created what we call a copy sheet just to show you how this whole thing will look like if you use ManageArtworks. So just drop by the booth, just tell us your brand name. We should be able to get you your custom brochure into your hand so that you can see how it works like firsthand in your case. So I'm just going to walk through this. I'm hoping I've made my point. So you essentially have everything in one place. You've got your packaging artwork content, you've got your images, you've got your symbols, you've got your e-com content, all of it is in one place. You cannot go wrong with your packaging artwork creation anymore. And I'll just talk about some of the brands that use us, just so that you understand the kind of scale at which we do things. So that's a little bit about that. Now, we can also add intelligence. I'm just going to skip through this part, maybe at the booth, because I only have 50 seconds. I'm just going to do this little bit where I go to, there you go. MA1. So like I said, we've always been an enterprise solution. So for the very first time, we've launched this tool called MA1, which is aimed at the SME space. And like I said, our automated proofreading solution, which can let you actually proofread all of this. You can check your colors, layers, fonts, barcodes. You can compare 2 versions of an artwork and all of that. This is available for free starting today. So just drop by our booth. You can always access this tool. You can add as many files as you want to this tool, and it's absolutely free. You can proofread, you can export your reports. Today, we have customers all over the world, especially in the CPG space. We work with some of the largest brands around the world. I think I'm almost hitting time. I don't want the buzzer to go off, but I hope I've proved my point. So walk by our booth. I think you'll, I can share how this whole thing works and how it makes sense for each of your brands. But be sure to pick up your own custom brochures. A lot of work went into that. Don't get mad if we've picked up some product which is not your bestseller. We try to do our best. All right? Thank you so much. I probably can take one question if that's okay. All right. One or two questions if you guys have any. I'm happy to take. No? It was all good or it was all bad? So right, all right. I think I'm going to stop at that. Thank you so much.